Hi guys, this is Siegel of page 321, part 2. So in part 1 I showed you how to derive this equation from scratch. This is the equation that we're going to be using. This is going to be VI. And in part 1 I also showed you the problem again. I'll show you at the very end as well. So what this is asking for is what happens when your original velocity, right, the inhibited velocity equals 75% inhibition, which means that now we have 25% of our original velocity. Our original velocity is going to be VO is going to equal SV max over Km plus S. VI is going to equal SV max divided by 1 plus I over Ki divided by Km plus S. So now I'm going to plug these two into here. So 0.25 SV max is going to equal divided by Km plus S is going to equal SV max divided by 1 plus I over Ki divided by Km plus S. I'm going to flip this and multiply. So all I'm doing is I'm multiplying by the inverse of this. Okay. 0.25 SV max divided by Km plus S. And then I'm going to multiply by this. So now it's going to be times Km plus S divided by SV max divided by 1 plus I over Ki. This is going to equal 1. Okay. So now that we see that we have a Km plus S here and here, and we also have a S here and here, I'm only going to simplify things at a time. That way we can see step by step, but really you could simplify a lot of this stuff. But right now I'm just going to simplify this Km over S, or Km plus S. I'm going to simplify the S's as well. So now I'm going to be left with 0.25 V max over V max 1 plus I over plus Ki equals 1. Because this becomes 1 up here. So now it's V max divided by 1 plus I over Ki. Okay, so now all we're going to do is when you divide this, right, you take this bottom and you flip it and multiply. Right? So this would be the same as saying this. So this is the same as this, so now I'm going to cross this out because it's no longer relevant. So all I did is I divided and changed it into multiplication. So now these V maxes cancel out. And I'm sorry, we still have this equals 1. Okay. So now what we have is we have 0.25 times 1 plus I over Ki. When we divide by the 0.25, we get 1 plus I over Ki equals 4 Okay, subtract 1, so now I'm left with I over ki equals 3. Multiply, what we're solving for is ki. And it says the question itself is this. Calculate Ki for a non-competitive inhibitor for 2 times 10 to the negative fourth I yields 75% inhibition of an enzyme catalyzed reaction. So now I'm going to plug stuff in, and I want to solve for Ki. So this is going to equal I divided by 3 equals Ki. Let me zoom out again. Okay, and this is actually going to be 2 times 10 to the negative fourth divided by 3 equals Ki. I just plugged in I. And so your answer should be somewhere around the lines of 6.67 times 10 to the negative fifth equals your Ki. And that's your answer. Okay, I hope this helped out, and see you next time.